Welcome to the Pokemon Squad. My name's John. This is Kylie. We're shining the light of Christ one ride at a time. It is time to change the oil in our Uforce 800 XL. We've got about 300 miles on it. I believe that we should have changed the oil around 200 for the break-in period. We're not going to take it to the dealership. We're going to do it ourselves, and I'm going to show you how to do it. It's going to be really easy, so stay tuned. We'll keep it short and sweet. The first thing we need to do is clean off our machine, especially the engine part. I recommend hiring a professional like I did. Next, we'll crank up our machine and let it run for 2 or 3 minutes to get the oil good and loose. Here are the parts that you'll be needing. You'll need your Cfmoto Oil Change Kit. You will need an 8mm socket, a 17mm socket, some extensions, a ratchet, an extra shop rag, and somewhere to collect your oil. Let's go ahead and open up the oil change kit. I will leave a link in the description for this. This is our oil filter that we will be using. You do not have to use this kit, but it makes it a lot easier to get it all in one place in one nice package. Next, we have our rubber gloves that will come in handy for keeping the mess off of us. We have our first quart of oil. We will use about 2.5 of these, even though the kit comes with 3. This is high quality synthetic oil produced by Cfmoto themselves, so it's definitely a great option. Then we've also got a funnel. This can attach to the top of our oil quarts to help with the process. Here we have a shop rag that is also included. I have included another one in our inventory list because you always need it. Here we have our O-rings and our washers. There's 2 washers, but we'll only be needing 1. And of course, the most important part are our stickers. Here is everything that comes in the kit laid out. Now let's go ahead and open up the back of the machine. Let's open the dump bed. Here we can go ahead and take a look at the engine compartment, get a little layout of what we'll be messing with in here. Now if you take a look at the cover with the sticker on it, it says notice. That's just circular with the triangular bolt pattern. That is where our filter is housed. We'll be removing that. Over here underneath the exhaust, we have 2 dipsticks. We will be using the one towards the rear of the machine. The other dipstick is used for the transmission oil, which we will not be tackling in this video. Let me know if you would like to see that. Also, we have our oil fill compartment here that we will be using to fill the oil with. Go ahead and slide your oil catcher down below and get strapped in so we can get this process started. After crawling underneath the machine, you can see I'm looking out the back. We can just turn our head and see immediately the oil change bolt that we'll need to access. If we continue to look, we'll see the transmission bolt. We won't be using that one. This is the one we will be using. At this point, grab your 17mm socket along with your ratchet and possibly an extension. Let's break the bolt loose. It can be kind of stuck on there, but once you pop it loose, you can just hand untighten it. Won't be a problem. It is kind of long-winded though. Eventually the bolt will come out and oil will go everywhere. If you cannot find your bolt, it is probably in the undercarriage. The bolt is magnetic and can catch engine shavings. With this being our first oil change, we can expect some. If it is extremely excessive, you may want to contact your dealer. This is not a bad amount. We'll go ahead and just get this cleaned up really well. We will be taking the washer off and we will replace it with the one that came in our kit. There are 2 different washers. That is because some machines have a different size washer. All we need to do, if you're unsure, is just take it off and compare, and we can see which one we need, which is the brass one here. Let's go ahead and replace it and clean up a little more if it's necessary. Let's head back to underneath the machine. Hopefully it's had time to drain enough. It doesn't have to quit dripping completely, but we want it to be mostly done. We'll go ahead and clean up the area the best that we can, and then we can see our drain plug here. Let's go ahead and place our bolt back into the slot. When replacing the bolt, be sure not to over tighten it, as it only requires 18.5 foot-pounds of torque. Let's move back to the engine compartment. Now we will remove the oil filter cover. We'll need our 8mm ratchet. These can be kind of baked on as well, but we'll remove all three of those. You may want to let the last one hang just a little bit so that you can safely remove it without losing any of your bolts. Once the cover is removed, reach in and grab the oil filter. It's kind of hard to get your fingers in there, but it shouldn't take much force to simply unseat the filter. I'm doing it here, one hand holding the camera, so it can't be too difficult. If I can do it like that, let's remove it and place it in a place we can discard it. Go ahead and clean up the mess that we've got behind. There will be some. Now that we've got the cover off, let's go ahead and remove the old O-ring. We won't be using it anymore, but let's go ahead and clean it up a little bit. Just leave just a tad bit behind so that we can properly lubricate our new O-ring. So we'll take it out of the package after I get a little bit of oil on my finger, and we'll just rub it across there. It doesn't take a whole lot. Just make sure that it's just evenly covered. You can see I didn't leave much in there, but it was more than enough to lubricate the new O-ring. Place the new O-ring onto our cap. Let's go ahead and get our oil filter ready. There's nothing that we really need to do with that other than go and place it onto the machine. It is a simple friction fit. You can just place it in there and push it on. You will feel it whenever it is seated in the middle of our hole. Let's grab our cap and place it on as well. Try not to lose your O-ring like I almost did. Make sure that it's on there straight and not twisted. We'll just place it on there, and we'll use the 3 bolts that we took off to put back on. Be careful not to over tighten these 3 bolts. The foot-pounds torque in the owner's manual is only 7.3. Once again, we want to just clean up our area. That way, if we have any oil leaks after we're done, we'll be able to easily spot them. Let's go ahead and open up our oil. You can do this in any number of ways. I simply shove my socket into the top of it like that. We will grab our included funnel, which simply screws onto the top. I recommend saving this for any other applications you may need later. Let's go ahead and remove the oil fill cap from the back of the engine. Let's begin filling it. We will need to put little over 2.5 quarts into our machine. The total capacity of the engine is 2.75 quarts, but the refill capacity is 2.54 quarts. Be careful not to overfill or underfill. You want to get it just right. Let's go ahead and once again clean up our mess. I'm very messy, so I'd require lots of cleaning, and then we will replace our oil fill cap. Let's go ahead and crank our machine and let it idle for approximately 30 seconds to let the oil circulate through the engine. Let's go ahead and go back to the engine compartment and locate our engine oil dipstick. Remember, it is the one towards the rear of the machine, right there. Once you remove the dipstick, simply clean it off and then place it back into the machine without screwing it in. Then remove the dipstick once again and check our new oil levels. The oil should cover all of the X's at the end. It's hard to see here, but you'll see it whenever you're looking. Once you're satisfied with the oil levels, replace the dipstick and close the dump bed. Make sure to place the stickers on all your favorite machines to add extra horsepower. Let's not pretend this wasn't made at the same manufacturing plant as our machines. Your oil change is complete. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Make sure to tune into all of our other videos where we cover this machine extensively. Until next time, good night, good pulls, and God bless.